Now let's continue on functions, and let's talk about the composite functions. Composite function. Welcome to my class, Mr. Bam's class. How are you doing? Now, if you are in this level, one of this level, IGCSE, A level, SAT, we are offering further mathematics, UTME, colleges, polytechnic, and universities. This is for you. You understand? Now, what is a composite function? Composite function means function of function, function of another function. You get me now? So it's like we have two functions or more than two functions. You understand me now? Whereby the output of the first function becomes the input of the second function. Like function of, we have two different engines. In my previous class, when I talked about function, I said function is like an engine. If you input something into it, it brings out something for you. But now we have two different engines or three. So if you input something inside it, it produces something. What is now produced now become the input of another one again. Let me give you an example. Let's say we have this in mapping. Look at this. In mapping. Okay. Now let's say this is set X, for an instance, set Y, and this is set Z. Understood? Now let's say set X has these numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. So set X has what? Has the set 1, 2, 3, 4. You see now? Now let's say a function F. Function F now, that's the first function. I'm using two functions, function F and function G. You understand now? So function F map these elements from X to Y. So F is the function mapping X to Y. You understand now? So now let's say this Y also, another function G is mapping from Y to Z. You understand now? So we have two different functions, two engines, F and G. F map X to Y, G maps Y to Z. We have two functions here. You understand me now? Okay. Now we can see that this X is having the elements 1, 2, 3, 4. You understand me now? Good. Now let's assume function F is let's say f of x, function x, f of x map, let's say x minus, let's say x plus 5. For an example, f of x equals x plus 5. That's function f. You understand me now? And let's say function g is, let's say 3x minus 1. You see now? Now let's see. F is having this. While G is having this. For an instance. Okay. Now let's see. Now, f of x means anywhere you see x, this x here, put these numbers. These are x here. Put this number 1. So put x as, that means x, all these numbers are each of the x. Where each of the x are the elements of x. That is, each of these small x, all these are small x, they belong to this x. You understand me now? Now let's see. The first one for f, let's see, f of x maps to y. That is something like this. F x maps to y. You see now? So f maps from x to y. While g maps from z to z. G maps from y to z. So g maps from y to, that's how it looks like. You understand me now? Okay, let's see. Now just substitute for f of x now. 1. That means put your x as 1. That means x is 1. So f of 1 will now be 1 plus 5. That is what? 6. That means 1 goes to 6 here in y. For 2 also, when x is 2, put your 2 here for f of x. F of x. F is mapping. So f also, put x as 2 now. 2 plus 5 is what? 7. So 2 maps to 7. You can see. Put your 3 also. 3 plus 5, that's 8. Put your 4 plus 5, that is 9. So that's how it goes. Now, having gotten your y now, so we've gotten our set y. So set y equals to what? 6, 7, 8, 9. 6, 7, 8, and 9. Can you see now? Very easy and simple. Okay, now let's now go to functions g now. That means the input here has turned to the output here. Now the output here is now what now? G now used as an input to give its own output again. You understand me now? So now you are using your g now. Where is my g? So when x is 6, That's 3 times 6, 18. 18 minus 1 is what? 17. You have 17. So this could be 7. You can see now. For 7 also, for G, we are using G now. 7. 3 times 7 is 21. Minus 1, that's 20. So we have 20. You can see now. Okay, for 8, 3 times 8 is 24. Minus 1 is what? 23. You can see. And for 9, you have 3 times 9 is 27. Minus 1, that's 26. So that's how function looks like. So this is function of function, or we call it composite function. Function of function, or what? Composite function. That's the origin of function. Hope you get the idea now. Okay, good. Having known that, let's now move to next one. Let's move to next one. Hope you're enjoying the class. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like my video, drop your positive comment, and share my video to get more of it. Hope you understand. To get more of it. Okay. So I haven't known that. Now let's take 1 or 2 examples. Let's take 1 or 2 examples on function. Let's assume that we have something like this. Let's say we have example. Let's say we have f of x is equals to, let's say 3x minus 5, and let's say g of x equals to let's say x plus 4. We are asked to find this. Find or write out an expression that stands for this. Let's say we are asked to do FOG. Let's say we have to do let's say we have to do GOF. Let me start from this simpler one. Now let's find FOG and let's find GOF. Now how do we find it? Very easy and simple. So let's see. Solution. Okay, solution. Very simple and easy. Let's see. The first one is what? FOG. FOG is very simple. Now, do you know what it means? It's like function f, like the diagram I just drew now. Function f, another function g. So O means off. So function of another function. Function of function. So we call it the composite function. So do you know what this function means? It means f is the base function, like the owner of the function. So G is the one coming in, like f is the owner, G is coming in. That means f is the real base function. Just go and check your function f. Where is function f? Yeah. So we are using function f normally. So we are using what? Function f normally. Understood? So G is just coming in. G is coming in, just like f. When you write ordinary f in function, it means f of x normally. F of x. So f means f of x. So this one means f of g. That means g is coming in where f is. F of g. So which means this f of x, g, simply means f of. So instead of writing my x, I will put my g there. G. And you know my g means g of x. G of x. So just put g of x here. You can see. So close the real bracket here. It's just mean g of x here is coming in to f. You understand now? But the major function is this f here. That means you are just doing something like f of x. Everything inside bracket stands for x. So f of x. So we are using f of x, which means whenever we have the x, g of x coming for that ordinary x, like f of x. So just go to your f of x, remove where x is, and put your g, this g of x there. So we have our f of x equals to this. So this x here, you remove it and put your g there. That's what this means. You see? So let's do that now. So that's what we have 3 multiplied by my x is what? My g of x now. You see now? So multiply my g of x, you can see. I'm writing what is there again. I'm only writing what is there again. Knowing that whenever I have my x, I will remove and put my g of x there. Hope you get. So I have this minus what? Minus 5. So this is my answer. I will just go and find my g of x. What's my g of x normally? My g of x is what? Is x plus 4. So I will come here, remove the g of x and put the x plus 4 there while I work my so that's what 3 multiplied by my g of x is what? Is x plus 4. So I have x plus 4. You can see minus 5. So this is my answer. I just have to open the bracket and I get my result. So let's do that. So we have what? 3 times x is what? We have 3x plus 3 times 4 is 12, then minus 5. So that's what? 3x. 3x. What is plus 12 minus 5? That's plus 7. That's plus what? Plus 7. Understood? So that's for that. That's my f of g. Now let me do my g of f. G of f. So can you guess what g of f will be? So g is the base function. So we are using g normally. So that means f is coming in. So this one means g of f. So you have to come back to g of x, which is here. Which means whenever you have x, remove and put this f there. So this one means g, like saying g of, so my x is not my f now. That's f of x here. So that means f of x. F, let me just use the f of what? F of x. You see now? So that's what. So I'll just come here. You can see. So that's what. Whenever I have my x, I remove and put f of x now. Here. Why my g is the base function. So that's what. So that's my f of x plus what? Plus 4. You see now? So that means I have what? My f of x is already what? Normally. That's this. So I put there. That's 3x minus 5. Then plus what? Plus 4. Hope you get it. So that's what? 3x. What's minus 5 plus 4? That's minus 1. So that's it. Very simple and easy. That's the result. You can see. Now, let's assume the question goes further by saying, okay, find this. Find FOG of 2. How will I find FOG of 2? I have already gotten my FOG. Where is my FOG? That's 3x plus 7. So this 2 means whenever I have x in my final answer, I will remove and put this 2 there. As simple as that. So that's what? That's what? That's 3 times what? My x is now 2. 2. Then plus 7. So that's what? 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus 7 is what? Is 13. You can see. That's the answer. Very simple and easy. Now let's say the question asks us to now do, let's say we have to do g of f of minus 1. Can you guess what the answer should be? Can you guess from what we have done so far? What do you think the answer will be? Just take your g of f has been done. Where? Done here. And this is the answer here. So just go there. Anyway, you have your x, remove and put minus 1 there. You can see very easy. So that's what? 3 times minus 1 minus 1. So that's what? 3 times minus 1 is what? Minus 3 minus 1. That is minus 4. As simple as ABC. You can see very easy and simple. Hope you get that. Okay, so that's for that. So let me call down my example 1. So let's rub it up and let's do second example. Don't forget to subscribe my channel to get more of my videos. Understood? And like my video and share my videos. So let's look at example 2. I hope you are enjoying the class. I'm very sure you are enjoying the class. So let's look at example 2. Example 2. Let me clean this one. Example 2. So let's see that. So let me look into an IGCSE question. An IGCSE question. Like a past question on IGCSE. Let me look into here for you to get it for you. So let's say let's assume that we have this. We are asked that if f of x equals to 2x plus 3 all over 5. All over 5. And what? And g of x equals to what? 3x minus 1. Now this is an IGCSE question. Okay. So we are asked to find the following. There are much, so but let's look at it. Find FOG. Find GOF. Okay, find GOF raised to power minus 1. That's inverse. Find G minus 1 OF. Okay. Getting complex. Find G Now let me find f o g minus 1. You can see. Okay, let me add 1. Let's say we have to find f g minus 1 of f minus 1. Let's look at this. Okay, let me just stop here for this one. Now, how do we do this one? Very easy and simple. You remember we have done inverses in my last class. We've done inverses in my last class. Inverse, if you remember inverse very well. Now, let's look at the first two. Let's look at the first two now. Let's look at the first two. Okay, solution. Let me do this. Okay, so let's see. I've done this one before and this. You understand? So let's see. Number one, we have to find what. Let me change the marker. Let me change my marker. So let me change to a green marker. So let's see. Solution. We have f o g. Your f o g means what? F of g. Just go back to f of x. Where's f of x? Here. It means put your g inside your f. That's f of g. So f of g of x. You understand me now? Because g of x is there. You understand me now? So which means you come back to f of x. Understood? So f brackets x. So everything is like x. F of x. F of x. So x. That means anywhere you have x, remove and put this g. G of x there. So follow this pattern. So we have 2. Our x is now g of x now. G of x plus 3 all over what? All over 5. You can see. So that's 2 brackets. But my g of x is the function itself. Where is the function? Is there. So that's 3x minus 1. So we have 3x minus 1. Then plus 3 all over 5. You can see now. You just open the bracket and there. So that's 2 times 3x is what? Is 6x. That's 6x minus what? 2 times 1 is what? Is 2. Plus 3 all over what? All over 5. So that's what? Let me just roll this. That's what? 6x minus 2 plus 3 is what? Is plus 1. So plus 1 all over 5. So that's the result, as simple as A, B. So you can see, very easy and simple. So let's look at the second one. We have G O F. So G O F also is simple. Just go back to your G. Like G of F. Just go back to your G of X. So G of X here, you can see. So that's G of F. Your F is F of X. You can insert it there. You understand me now? So just go back to your G of X. G of X here. So that's 3. Whenever you see X, remove it and put F of X here. F of X, you can see. Then minus what? Minus 1. You can see. So from there we have what? 3 times, what's my F of X? That's this F of X here. That's 2x plus 3 all over what? All over 5. Then plus what? Okay, sorry. I think I made a mistake. Okay, there's no mistake. Minus what? Minus 1. You can see. Just do this and get your. So let's do that quickly. 3 times 3 is what? 6x plus 3 times 3 is 9. Minus what? All over 5 minus 1. That one stands as 1 over 1. So if you find the LCM, what's the LCM? That's 5. 5 and 5 is 1 times 6. We have 6x plus 9. Then minus 1 in 5 is 5. 5 times 1 is what? Is 5. That's 5. So that's what? 6x plus 9 minus 5 is what? Plus 4. Then all over 5. So that's your. You can see, very easy. And we are just putting something into something and getting the answer. You understood? So that's it. And this function is like substitution, complex one. Put this into this, put this into this until you get your result. So that's how we get that. Now let's look at the third one, number 3. G of F minus 1. So that's this where the real work starts now. This is where the real work starts. G of F minus 1. How do we do that? How do we do G of F minus 1? Now, firstly, I will recall the meaning of this raised to power minus 1 for you, that's inverse. Don't forget, in my last video, if you have not watched, make sure you watch it. It's come from inverse. You understand what I mean? But though this is still function of function. See, function g of another function which is inverse. Hope you get the idea. So we have to follow this same pattern. So let's follow it. So we have g of what? This inverse function. Inverse function. So, but first of all, we have to go and get this inverse, this f minus 1 of x. How do we get it? So let's recall the way we did it in the first class. Let's recall it. Let me write this one down so that I won't forget it. Let me write it down so that I won't forget before I clean this other part. Let me see. Let me write it down before I clean this. I'm coming. Excuse me. Let me find something to. Okay. Well, let me just. What can I do? Let me see. Let me find something to write it down. Before I, excuse me. Okay. So let me write the answer down for f of g. My f of g is what? Is f of g is 6x plus 1 all over 5. Then my g of f is what? Is 6x plus 4 all over 5. So let me clean the question now. Then I'm asked to find the following: g of f minus 1, g minus 1 of f, f of g minus 1, and g minus 1 of f minus 1. So I'm trying to write it down before I clean it. So let me clean it now. Let me clean the question. I should not clean that. Let me see. Sorry. My f of x is what? My f of x is what? Is my f of x is what? 2x plus 3 all over 5. That's my f of x, and that's my g. Okay, let me clean it now. Let me clean the whole thing. Okay. Hope you are getting this. Now, how do we get the inverse f minus 1? We have done it before. So let's just recall it. Don't forget, to get your inverse, you have to say, okay, let your f of x, this f of x here, to be equal to y. You have to recall your f of x first before you can get your f minus 1 of x. Use f of x first. So what's the f of x in question? F of x is 2x plus 3 all over 5. So f of x is what? 2x plus 3 all over 5. Understood? So and you know that from the rule I gave you in my last class, I said that your f of x, you make it to be y, letter y. So we have y equals to 2x plus 3 all over 5. That's the first step. The second step is that you are going to make your x the subject of the formula. So let's make our x the sort of. So that's what we have over 1. If you cross, I have 2x plus 3 equals to 5y. Understood? And my 2x equals to 5y minus 3. So my x equals to 5y minus 3 all over 2. So I have made my x the subject of the formula, which means that my x, my inverse f minus 1 of x. So I'll just remove the y here and put x there. I've done it before in my previous class. So that's 5x minus 3 all over 2. I've gotten my inverse f minus 1 of x here. Understood? So since I've gotten my f minus 1 of x here, you can see I can now input it here back. So g of f minus 1 x that I just got now. So it means what? G. So let me recall. So this one means g of what? Everything here is now here. It's now 5x minus 3 all over 2. You can see from here. So which means the base function is my g. So I'll just go and record my g of x. It's like before. This was g of x. So I remove the x and I put this whole thing. That's what it means. So I will record the g of x back. What's my g of x in the question? My g of x is 3x minus 1. So since g of x is what? 3x minus 1. This implies that this answer will now be what? That means, see, g of x. That means x, x. Anywhere you have x, remove it and put this on here while you write the whole thing. So that's 3 times my x is everything here, 5x minus 3 all over 2. Then minus what? Minus 1. So this is my answer. I just have to work it out to get my result. So let me work it out to get my result quickly. Let me work it out to get my result. Hope you are following. Just make sure you calm down and follow it one by one. It's very easy and simple. So let's just open the bracket. 3 times 5 is what? 15x minus 3 times 3 is 9 all over 2 minus 1. So that one can be written as 1 over 1. If I find the LCM, I'm going to have 2. So 2 into 2 is 1, and that's 15x minus 9 minus what? Minus 2. So I'm going to have 15x minus 11 all over. So that's the result, you can see. So my g of f minus 1 gives me this. Very easy. You can see, very easy and simple. Let me write it down before I forget. So my g of f minus 1 has given me what? 15x minus 11 all over. So you can see. So that's the answer to that. Now let's go to the next one. So the next one is what? Is what? That's g minus 1 of f. G minus 1 of f. Let's go quickly. G minus 1 of f. So you can see it's very easy and simple. So let's get g minus 1 of f. Okay. So where is the marker? G minus 1 of f. So that's number what? That's number number 4. Number 4. It's number 4. So that's g minus 1 of f. G minus 1 of. So very similar to what we have here. Very similar to it. Very similar to what we have there. So let's see. So that means the base function is this, the g minus 1, the inverse. So which means we have to go and find this inverse first, g minus 1 first, because it's the base function. So that means we have to put f inside it. And f means f of x, which has been given in the question. You understand me now? So let's go and find our g minus 1. So to find our inverse, to find our g minus 1, which means the inverse, we have to recall the original g given in the question. So recall your g of x is what in the question? Your g of x is what? That's 3x minus 1. So g of x is 3x minus 1. So now the same pattern, whenever you are looking for inverse, when you have raised power minus 1 inverse, you call this function to be y. Just like when you are doing f of f minus 1. So y equals to 3x minus 1. So the general rule of inverse. So what's the next thing? You make your x the subject of the formula. So that's what? So my y plus 1 equals to what? 3x. So if you divide both by 3, you're going to have what? Your x equals to y plus 1 all over 3. Now you have gotten your x now, which means you have gotten your inverse. So therefore your g minus 1, your inverse of x, is what? According to the rule, whenever you see y, you remove and put x. That's the final step. So that's x plus 1 all over. So we have got 3. So we have gotten our inverse of what? Of g. So which is going to be our base function. So now since g minus 1 of x is this, x is there, x is there. Therefore g minus 1 of f, which means of f of x now. You understand me now? Will not be what? So just follow it. Follow it. G minus 1 of, that means whenever you see x, you will remove it and put f of x there and write the rest. So we have f of x, you can see, plus 1 all over 3. You can see very easy and simple. So what are f of x normally from the question? From our question, f of x is 2x plus 3 over 5. So this f of x is 2x plus 3 all over 5. You can see that's my f of x. Just write the rest. Plus 1 all over what? All over 3. So I've known where my answer comes from now. This is my final answer. I just have to, do one or two things and get my answer. Just have to finish it up. So let's do that quickly. Let's do it quickly. Hope you're enjoying it. Just make sure you relax yourself, calm down. This is very simple and easy. Function deals with a lot of substitution. You understand me now? A lot. Okay. So let's see. Just finish this one off. So how do you finish it off? This is the numerator here, all over numerator. So just say, okay, just do it straight. We have 2x plus 3 plus 5. I hope you can do it yourself, all over 5. I put 1 over 1 here. Find the LCM of all this upper one. So all divided by what? Divided by 3. All divided by 3. 3 over 1. And when you divide, if you divide change to times, you swap this one to 1 over 3. Remember that? 1 over 3. So now, that's what we're going to do. That's what I did there. So from there we have what? We have 2x plus 3 plus 5 is 8 over 5 times 1 over 3. So that's what? This is going to be 2x plus 8 all over 5 times 3 is what? That's my result, you can see. So g minus 1 of f gives me this 2x plus 8 all over 15. Very easy and simple. You can see. Very easy and simple. So since we've gotten that, what's the next thing? So let me write the answer down also. Let me write the answer down. My g minus 1 of f is what? Is 2x plus 8 all over 15. So we've gotten that. What's the next thing? The next thing is if I clean this, I think it's the g minus 1 of f minus 1. I think I've cleaned it, sorry. But let me just, I think it should be this. I have someone here. G minus 1 of f minus 1. Yes, that's the last one. Number 5. G minus 1 of f minus 1. So let's see this. So the same pattern. Same pattern. Try and check. How do you think we are going to do this one? Follow the same pattern. This is your base function. F minus 1 is coming into g minus 1. And don't forget, we have gotten f minus 1 before. Don't forget, we've gotten it before. You just start into here and get your answer. So try to pause the video and do it yourself while I put the answer here myself. So, what do I do? What do I do? Let me see my time. What do I do? Okay, it's already 32 minutes. I think I should stop here because of time. Or let me just do it. Let me do it for you. Let me do it. So how do we do it? Following the same pattern. This is my base function. G minus 1 is my base function. So of what? F minus 1 comes in. Of x come into it. You understand that it comes in. So thank God we have done our G minus 1 before and F minus 1 before. Hope I wrote it down. And if I did not put it down, I didn't put the G minus 1 down, F minus 1 down. But I've given you an idea. Just put what you got to F minus 1 into G minus 1 and finish it yourself. So try and do it yourself. Try and do it yourself and get your answer. Do it yourself. So I still have more and more to do on functions. I still have more and more to do on functions. What should I do? Okay, let me do one more example that deal with quadratic. This one is like, it's more of A levels that deal with quadratic under function. So let me do that one too before I think I still have some minutes. This is my 33rd, okay, 33rd minute. So let me do one more. Don't forget, like my video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, share my video to get more and more and more of it. Okay, let's have one last thing before we go, and this is it. If that is quadratic, the one that deals with quadratic, if f of x is equals to x squared minus 4, where x is greater than or equals to 2, that's my domain, and g of x is equals to 3 all over x minus 1, where x is not equals to 1, of course. So part A says solve the equation. Solve the equation f g of x is equals to 5. Then the second part says Find the expression. All these are past questions. A levels, IGCSE, everything I wrote down here. If you are in that level, if you are in colleges, you come across function. If you are in polytechnic, you come across function. If you are in universities, 100 level, you come across function. If you are writing UTME, you come across function. IGCSE, A levels. Function is a general, topic, just like calculus. You understand me now? And if you are in SS class in West Africa, you do it in further mathematics. Understood? Okay. To find the expression, for the inverse function, for the inverse function f is for minus 1 of x. So this is the question. Don't panic. It's very simple and easy. Don't panic. Very simple and what? And easy. Let's see. Now, is it part of it? Okay. Now, f of x is this. Sorry. Your f of x is this. Your g of x is this. Where x is not equal to 1. That's the condition, because x must not be 1 here. If x is 1 here, it's made to be undefined. So solve this. So let's solve the first one. But the part A, you have to solve f g of x equals to 5. This should be like an equation. Let's solve. Mind you, do you know what this expression means? It actually means f of, like, there's a bracket here. What I've been doing before is same thing. This is not the pattern they use here. It actually means f of, g of x equals to 5, which means put your g of x inside f. It's still the same thing. Your f is your base function, so g of x comes in. Just go to your f. Where is your f? So f here is the owner of the function. That means wherever you have your x, you remove it and put g of x to go and stand for the x. That's what it means. Understood? So let's see that again. So what do we do? So that's x. My x is my g of x now. So my x is my g of x. So that's 3 all over x minus 1. So x squared minus what? Minus 4. You can see. So that's what this expression means. It means this normally. You get me now? So finish it equals to what? Equals to 5. You can see. So don't waste your time. If minus 4 comes here, it turns to plus 4. So I have the whole expression here. 3 all over x minus 1 square is equals to 5 plus 4. And 5 plus 4 is what? Is 9. So I'm going to have 3 all over x minus 1. Then when this square comes here, it turns to square root of 9. Don't forget that. Of 9. And that's what? I know your square root of 9 means plus or minus. Don't forget it, plus or minus 9. Don't forget that. So which means that my 3 all over x minus 1 equals to what? Plus or minus. The square root of 9 is what? Is 3. Is 3. So what will I do now? That means I can say that my 3, let me use plus first before minus. Understand me? Plus first. 3 all over x minus 1 equals to, let me use plus 3 first. Plus 3. Or 3 all over, okay, let me use that one first. So over 1 cross, that's what? 3x minus 3 is equals to 3. So 3x equals to 6. And my x equals to 2. That's for that. If I'm using minus 3, it will be 3 all over x minus 1 equals to minus 3. Understood? So if I just solve the equation, so that's minus 3 into brackets x minus 1 equals 3. So I'm going to have minus 3x plus 3 equals to 3. Let me finish it here. So that's what? Minus 3x equals 3 minus 3 is what? Is 0. So that means x equals to 0 over minus 0 over 3. And that's what? X equals to 0. That means my answer, either my x is 0 or my x is what? My x is 2. So that means my x equals to 0 or x equals to 2. But we are told that what? Our x must be greater than or equals to 2. That means we are not using this x equal to 0, because our answer should be greater than 2, more than 2, or equals to 2. So we neglect this 0, and we take x equals to 2. So that's the solution to this part A. Now let's look at part B. Let's look at part B before we continue, before we stop. Let's look at part B. For the part B, let's see. My x is 2. Okay, let's look at part B quickly. Part B. Okay, part B says what? Find the expression for the inverse function f is to minus 1 of x. So let's do that quickly. So inverse f is to minus 1, that's part B. Let me work it like this. Part B, f is to minus 1 of x. So the same pattern for inverse. Don't forget, you make your f of x to be y. You know this f. Excuse me, make it y. That's y equals to x squared minus 4. Now, what are we going to do? If you follow our pattern, that means you make your x the subject of the formula. Understood? So let's do that. If you do that, that's going to be what? X squared equals to y plus 4. And that means what? X equals to what? Square root of y plus 4. Understood? See, now our f minus 1 is this. So we make it to be y, understand now, equals to this. So x equals to y plus 4. And that means our what? Our inverse, which is f minus 1, will now be what? Square root, will remove y and put x plus 4. Can we do this? Can we do this? Let me check the question again. Oh, there's a mistake. There's a mistake. I'm sorry. There is going to be x here. There's going to be x here. There should be x here. I'm very sorry for that. There should be x here. There should be x here. There's a mistake there. But then, for the first part, you can just do it again and put your x here. At least we've gotten the process. Understand? So let me put my x there back. Then the x here. Understand? Sorry for that. Note it. Put your x here. So let's say there's x here. Okay. Now, what do we do? What do we do here? What do we do here? Can we? Wow. I love this. If we should make x easy, it's not easy for us because we can't even make x the subject here. Because okay, let's try it. X squared equals to y plus 4x. So x will now be what? Square root of no. This is quadratic already. Because of the x squared, it is quadratic. So we can't be getting y and x together when we are making the sort of formula. We can't get y and x together. It's not done that way. Understand? So in that case, you know what we're going to do? You remember completing the square method. I don't know if you remember that method. Just say, okay, find half of the coefficient of x. I'm doing this whenever you are dealing with quadratic one that's having square, x squared. Note it. So just find the half of the coefficient of x. That's minus 4. You get it now? That's minus 4. So that's what? Half of that's minus 2. You remember that method, completing the square method. Then the next thing is that you square it. Square it, that's what? Minus 2 everything squared. Which gives you what? That's plus 4. So now say, okay, so in that method, you are going to add this to both sides of the equation. So add this 4 to this y, add this minus 2 squared to this one. Though two of them are same thing. Understand me now? So add this ordinary number to number, add this having square to this one, to this side. So let's do that. Add to both sides. Add to both sides. To both sides. So that becomes what? That's what? So y, add 4 to that side, equals to, for this one to x squared minus 4x. you add this minus 2 square to it. Hope you get that. So now let's now do, so we have y plus 4. Remember, from completing the square method, this x is having a square. Look at the one having square. X is having a square. Minus 2 also is having a square. You now complete it. So let's see. X is having a square. So you will not even look at this one. Just look at the one having square. That's where the magic is. So x is having a square. Minus 2 also. Write the minus 2 is having a square. So they are both having square. They share the square like this. I know you want to ask me that what about this minus 4x? The moment you have done that, it has covered the whole expression here. Try it yourself. Go and expand this again. You will get this whole thing. So what have I done here? I have made my x to stand alone and y to stand alone. So it will be very easy for me to now make my x the what? Sort of the formula here. I will just say, okay, this square will come here and become square root. So I can just say x minus 2 equals to what? The square will now come here and become square root. Square root of y plus 4. You see now the square comes here. So x apart, y apart. And don't forget, put your plus or minus. Plus or minus. You see now? I'm coming. X minus 2 equals to plus or minus square root of what? Y plus 4. You can see that's x minus 2. So I can get my x now. My x, don't forget, we are trying to make our x the what? Subject of the formula. So minus become 2 plus 2, then plus or minus square root of y plus 4. You see now? Y plus 4. Okay. So we are going now. So that is our inverse is now what? Inverse, that's what we are looking for. Normally f minus 1 of x. F minus 1 of x. We now have 2 plus or minus. Don't forget, you change the y to x. X plus 4. You can see. That's our result. But we are told, don't forget the condition. Your x should be either greater than 2 or equals to 2. Now, this is where you have to be very careful. You have to be extremely careful here. Be very careful here. Look at it. X. Now, you know this answer, let me clear this part. This answer means that my f minus 1 of x will be 2. So I will use plus first before minus. 2 plus root x plus 4 or 2 now minus now. Minus, sorry. 2 minus what? Minus root x plus 4. Can you see now? Now, the condition x is greater or equals to 2. Very important. Now, let's check. Let's check. Put your x and let's see. If you put your x as, what's it called? Let's try to check it. Let's put x as 2. 2. Put x equals to 2 here. 2. 2 plus 2 is what? 2 plus 4 is 6. Square root of 6 is still a whole number. So 2 plus that number will still be more than 2. Check, because 2 plus, this is root 6. Root 6 is more than, it's like maybe 2 point something. It's given like 4 point something, which still follow this rule. But if you put it here, put your 2 here. 2 plus 4 is 6. Root 6, I think it's about 2 point, I'm not sure, 2 point something. This is 2 point 4 something. 2.4 something, root 6. Now, 2 minus that 2.4, that's minus 2.4. And it doesn't follow this rule. Because the answer here should be more than 2 or equals to 2. Hope you get the point. That means if you think of anything x can be here and you insert it here, the answer here should also give you something more than 2. But if you put it here, it will always give you something less than 2. Because of this 2 minus something. The moment you subtract something from 2, you get something less than 2. And it doesn't follow this condition. Which means your answer must be more than 2 or equal to 2. Hope you get the idea. So I know you have gained a lot of things here today. Understood now. Don't forget that first part. Go and put your x back. I've given you the method. Put the x back and work it back yourself. You can try and work it and drop the answer for me in the comment box. Once again, welcome to Mr. Bam's online class. So don't forget to like my video, comments, drop a positive comment. subscribe to my YouTube channel, share my video to your friends in any part of the world. Thank you so much.